Well, thank you very much for the welcome, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters. But more importantly, I've recognized that I cannot write. And I never told you that I could write. I always told you that I could speak, okay? So I've always said to my students when I'm there that you must read well because I cannot write well, okay? So with that in mind, you must understand the difficulty both Johnny had because I included Spanish, Italian, and Jamaican in that writing. And for you, my dear, I upped the ante with Chinese, so what can I tell you? Having said that, I wanted this evening to familiarize, I know I've said before and we've spoken about songs and stories of the Caribbean, but I'm a very nostalgic guy. Yes, I became a Jamaican recently, and I'm very proud of that. But the important thing is that I remember my roots, because I do believe that if one forgets one's roots, you cannot look forward to anything in your future to be bright. So the past is very important for the future. Having said that, let's go on to the first song. One of the first songs I remember as a child sitting around almost like a campfire, because we didn't have very formal, like kitchens in those days. We had informal kitchens outside. Was Down the Manuel Road, Gallant Boy. And it went like this. Down the Manuel Road, Gallant Boy, Figure Rock, Rockstone. What does that remind you of? A digging song, chain gang song. So when we worked in the fields, we would sing that song. And it would take us through the hot sun and the humid conditions. And we would all get together as like a family. And we would sing, Down the Manuel Road, Gallant Boy, Figure Rock, Rockstone. And then we would have a chorus, rock them one by one. Listen to this. I want you to sing this with me. Rock them one by one, gallant boy, rock them two by two. Come on, guys, what's wrong with you? Come on, Saeed, you can sing. You said you wanted Jamaican. Okay, I'll give you a break. But you can imagine us singing that song, Down the Manuel Road, gallant boy, Figure Rock, Rockstone, and the chorus would come in, rock them one by one, gallant boy. So I have never forgotten that. Because as far as I'm concerned, those were my roots. One of the other songs we used to sing, which you're familiar with, is the Banana song, right? That was Harry Belafonte's song. In this island of Jamaica, the food we eat is very sweet, especially in the parish of Hanover. The food we eat is very nice. Banana, banana, banana. And you will say, oh, ripe and green. And so the chorus would continue. And it would continue from the morning right through to the lunch, through to the afternoon. And everybody would sing it to the fields and back from the fields. It's a fantastic thing. Then, when the evening sun came down, we would tell stories. And we like to frighten the children with our stories. We told a lot of ghost stories. And our ghost stories were called duppy stories. D-U-P-P-Y. Not ghosts, we had a duppy. The name was synonymous with fear. And every time we would want more duppy stories, the children would cling together around this little campfire to hear these duppy stories. And believe me, my grandfather was a great guy. He could tell a duppy story that would make you cringe. And you would not be able to see. I remember many nights I slept under the bed after a duppy story. But these stories came from our roots, came from not only African roots, but Asian roots, Indian roots, and every settlement that you had. We never had Count Dracula because we didn't have anybody from Transylvania in Jamaica, and I wonder why now, but I'm going to have to make up something sooner or later. But the point is, though, that we were entertained. There was a man by the name of Jack Mandora, and his stories dealt with a little figure of a man called Anansi. And who was Anansi? Anansi was a figure, a magical figure. Who would we call it? Not Santa Claus. We would call him a troublesome figure. More like, who should I say, in Western literature, a troublesome figure that is animated. And, oh, well, I won't, Scar, I guess in Lion King would be similar, but even more mischievous. And Anansi would get up to a lot of tricks. For example, in the old days, when I told a story recently how we had body parts that could be changed, well, that's one story that came from Anansi. And in those days, pigs, for example, pigs had small mouths. Yes. And it was Anansi, that tricky little man, who made pigs get long mouth, because Anansi had a long mouth. And you know what he did? In those days, you couldn't bathe with your mouth on. You had to take it off. So he went to the river with Mr. Pig, who had a small mouth. And he said, Mr. Pig, well, we cannot bathe our mouths today, so guess what? We have to take our mouths, leave it on the side of the river, and we got to jump into this beautiful river. And he said, Mr. Pig, you jump in first, and I will jump in second. And as Mr. Pig jumped into the river, what did Anansi do with his, took up the small mouth, ran off with it, and when Pig came out and saw this long mouth, all he had to do was put it on. And from that day until today, pigs have long mouth. I did not make it up. It was Mr. Anansi who did. As far as I'm concerned, that's a great story, and I will stick with it to the end. I thank you, Madam Clerk.